Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Josh Black. I'm a senior concept artist at Stoke Games, and I also teach figure drawing and anatomy on Gumroad.com and Proko.com. I wanted to dedicate today's video to answering a question that I get frequently from other artists, especially beginner artists who are striving to get their foot in the door in the industry or are trying to apply to an animation school, an illustration school, and they want to know what can they do on a daily basis to improve their skills as an artist. And the answer I typically give them is I give them my own personal daily art goals that I have, which consists of five tasks that I try to achieve each day. And I have those listed as bullet points on a Google document, a Google Doc. So I can open it up and I can check off those boxes each time I achieve those tasks. And I want to go over those with you. The first one that I try to achieve is doing one painting a day. And it can be a quick study, anywhere from 30 minutes to a couple hours. If you don't have a job and you have a lot more time on your hands, of course, you can put more time into it. The objective of this exercise is to help you learn, become more comfortable with working with color and value and different surface types. And one thing I commonly do is portraits. I enjoy painting faces. I find them very interesting. And here's an example of a portrait here that I did just the other day. This is of the penguin. Um, it was a fun one to do. But yeah, this didn't take me longer. I think it took me like 45 minutes to an hour, but it wasn't very long. Of course, that's different for me because I have a lot more experience. The idea is to learn from this. Don't rush it too much. The important thing is that you go at the pace that makes sense for your skill level, and you go at the pace that helps you actually learn something from doing the exercise. Um, but anyways, we'll quickly go through these bullet points. So the first one is painting, doing one painting a day, and the second one is a page of anatomy studies. So typically, I'll do either a page, a compilation page full of different anatomy sketches, usually focusing on one part of the body, whether it's the back muscles, the posterior chain, the leg muscles, arm muscles. Here I did a full figure studying the anatomy of the back side of the figure. And this is something I try to do every day when I can. So that's the second bullet point. The third bullet point is I try to do a page of figure drawing, which I typically lean more towards doing quick gestures, but when I have the chance, I'll do a longer sustained pose. Let's see. Oh, here's an example of something that's in between a gesture and a figure drawing. This was probably like a 15-minute drawing here. You can see here on the side I did a quick portrait value sketch. Sometimes it's nice to do your exercises on the same page if you don't have a whole lot of time. Here I kind of counted this as my painting exercise and my figure drawing exercise for the day. And it's so nice when you have that bullet point checklist and you can check off those tasks. It gives you a sense of fulfillment, accomplishment, and you can kind of pat yourself on the back and know that, hey, I did something today to improve my skills as an artist. And again, if this is something that you do every day for a long period of time, you're going to get a whole lot better. Um, so that's the third thing, a page of figure drawings. So number one, a painting. Two, anatomy sketches. Three, gesture drawings, figure drawings. And then four, I'll try to do master copies, I like to call them. And typically when people say master copies, they refer to the old artists of the Renaissance era, um, or uh, artists at the turn of the century like John Singer Sargent and the Brandywine golden age artists of illustration. Those you can definitely copy and learn from, but I also recommend, especially if you're going into animation, you're going into concept art, um, you're going into you want to be a concept artist for video games or film, where it's more animated and stylized. I would do master copies of stylized artists. Here's a page that I did of one of my favorite artists, Cheeks Galloway. And you can see I did my best to kind of capture the gesture, shapes, and proportions of his work. And as I'm drawing these, I'm trying to analyze how he simplifies the forms and how he approaches designing, uh, like here, the fist, how he simplifies the knuckles, how he breaks up the shapes to make them interesting, or maybe focusing, oh, how does he approach drawing elbows? Elbows are very difficult, especially for beginner artists. So I think it's always nice to try to learn from other artists and see how what shorthand techniques they've developed. Um, so yeah, this is the fourth bullet point. The fourth task is doing a page of master copies. And again, I would strongly recommend that you copy artists whose work you love and that you want to emulate, and hopefully synthesize one day into your own style, whatever that becomes. So this is very useful. And the fifth, oh, these are just quick examples of anatomy pages that I did studying the male torso, also studying shading and lighting. These were some hand gestures. Oh, and then the fifth thing is doing a page of imagination sketches, or you're just drawing out of your head. These are some sketches I did out of my head, just trying to focus on expression, stylized faces, and shape design. And I think this is a great way for you to kind of test yourself on all the knowledge that you acquired from the previous exercises. And you can apply what you learn from your master copies. You can apply the anatomy lessons that you learned from doing your anatomy sketches and incorporate some of that gesture and flow from your figure drawings that you did, and try to apply all of that into your imagination sketches and see what you come up with. And I think this is a great exercise to do as often as you can. Um, I would say don't be too harsh on yourself. It's really easy to get frustrated especially when you're starting out with doing these exercises. So don't focus so much on making a finished product that you can show off to your friends or post on social media, especially if you're a beginner. Just focus on getting the drawing mileage in and covering these exercises for the sake of learning, for the sake of getting better. And after a few months of doing this, then show your friends, then maybe post something that you're proud of and try to get some reactions. But remember, we're all still learning, and if you post something and it doesn't get a whole lot of likes or response, it's okay. Uh, it's just another stepping stone in your learning journey as an artist, and that's the best way to see. I think each art piece that you do, just see it as a stepping stone towards becoming the artist that you've always wanted to become further down the road, and this is just another step towards that goal. Um, Here's another example of a painting of a tree I did. This was a painting exercise that I did. Um, and I focus more on the brush strokes, the texture, obviously the color as well. I wasn't too comfortable with painting trees at the time, so I decided to dedicate some of my studies to painting trees, and this definitely helped me become a little more comfortable with that. Here's another figure drawing. I put a little more time into this one just to sculpt out the form and establish the lighting. Here's a page I did of some vehicles that I found online. Um, I think it's always good to try to diversify. Of course, draw things that you find interesting personally, but if you can kind of diversify what you draw, it keeps it fresh, it keeps it interesting, and it also increases your skill set, makes you more valuable as a concept artist, and I think it also makes your observational skills a little sharper when your mind is constantly analyzing new visual problems to digest and solve. This was an exercise just drawing. I think these were sculptures, busts of an old man, and in this exercise, I was focusing, as you can see, more on like cross hatching and really defining the planes on the face, and focus more on the rendering. Um, I think when you're focusing on that, drawing older faces is really fun and very helpful. You can very easily see the planar changes. Here is a page that I did of some animal skulls. If you're wanting to learn animal anatomy and how to draw animals more effectively, it's definitely recommended to draw their bones so you can learn what the underlying structures are. And that's the same with the human form, with the human figure. If you can learn the skeleton, learn the structure of the skull, the human skull, it's a lot easier to find the planes um, of those forms when they have flesh and skin on them. Here's a page of gesture drawings that I did. I was focusing a lot more on just finding the rhythms, the overall rhythms in these poses, and that was my focus on this page. Here's some paintings that I did. I think these are ones I did a while ago. Um, if you're a little nervous about color, maybe start off with just doing a value painting like this one here on the bottom right, and just focus on finding the values. And that's a good way to kind of warm up and get more comfortable with just painting in general, and then graduate uh, down the road to color. And I think you'll find that that'll probably be an easier uh, way to go about it. Let's see. Here's a page, anatomy sketches, again, focusing on the structure of the eye. And I think this is a helpful exercise where occasionally you just focus on an individual feature of the face or of the body, whether that's just hands, fingers, a thumb, eyes, nose, mouth, ears, and anything that you find that you struggle at, that could be like your next day's focus of your next day's set of exercises. Um, Again, more gestures, figure drawings. This page, I was just focused on studying the human skull, its structure and form. And here in the bottom right, I tried to take what I learned and do a more fleshed out, rendered, illustrated skull. So that was fun. Here's a page I did of some animal anatomy sketches. Again, focusing more on the underlying forms. It's helpful to find reference material that maybe doesn't have as much hair, where you can see more of the underlying muscles and bony landmarks. When you're new to drawing animals and you're just drawing like furry pets and cats and stuff, it's it's really hard to know what's going on. So as always, I think it's good to focus on um, the underlying structure first. And again, here's some more animal anatomy sketches. Anyways, I just wanted to make this a quick video and again go over those 5 things that I try to do each day. Number one, a painting. Number two, a page of figure drawings. Three, a page of anatomy. Sorry, this isn't in the same order. Uh, let's see, three, page of figure drawings, gestures, four, imagination sketches, and five, I think, master copies. And honestly, one thing that I've started doing recently is I've been trying to push myself to do a half hour of Blender tutorials. I think it's really helpful to push yourself in different mediums and try out new things, especially if you're going into concept or video game design. Learning some 3D skills is very helpful and will help you probably iterate faster. When you're doing environments and characters, you can kind of do quick blockouts in 3D and then draw and paint over those. That's something I'm trying to do now. So I just wanted to share that with you as well. Anyway, I really hope that this video was helpful and maybe gave some of you that struggle with knowing how to approach your daily art goals. This kind of gives you maybe a structure to follow. And um, again, I recommend maybe just creating some bullet points that you can check off each day when you get those tasks done. Uh, to me, it's very satisfying to see that, and uh, you can know, hey, I did something today. I took another step towards becoming the artist I want to become, and you can sleep better that night and wake up the next day and start over again. Anyway, um, for those of you that are new to my channel, as I stated at the beginning, I teach figure drawing and anatomy on Gumroad and Proko. So if you're interested in more detailed tutorials on anatomy, gesture, painting, you can, I'll leave the links below on this video. And um, I'm hoping to post more, at least once a week. That's my goal for this year. So hopefully I will see you next week. Thanks for tuning in. Okay, bye.